Hi, my name's Scott Smith. I'm the owner broker here at Freedom House Property Management. Today's title, Pets in Your Lease. I want to make sure you know what your lease says about pets so you can stay compliant with your lease at all times. So on section 18, which is on page 4 of your lease, this is what the verbiage that pertains to pets. So we're going to go over this verbiage one sentence at a time so we're clear as to what it says. The first sentence says, no pet shall be on or about the premises at any time without written permission of the landlord. So that means that unless you have an approved pet with an application and everything, it's not allowed on the property. So that includes pets of friends, relatives, anybody else. If you have to have a pet on the property, it definitely needs to be approved first. The second sentence reads, in the event tenant wishes to have a pet, tenant will complete an application for pet approval. So if you've already been through the pet approval process when you did an application, you know that there's a lot of steps so that we make sure that we are only allowing responsible pet owners to have pets in the properties. Should written permission be granted for occupancy of the designated pet, an additional pet deposit or pet cleaning fee in the amount of $500 will be required and paid by the tenant in advance, subject to deposit terms and conditions aforementioned. So once you go through the process of getting a pet approved, there'll be a deposit of $500. So, and it's highlighted in yellow because that can change from time to time, but currently our leases have a $500 additional deposit. In the event written permission shall be granted, tenant shall be required to procure and provide to the landlord written evidence that tenant has obtained such insurance as may be available against property damage to the premises and liability to third-party injury. Said policy shall name the landlord and the landlord's agent as additional insured. So if you're a new tenant, you have signed up for our resident benefits package, which includes insurance that covers this scenario. So that shouldn't be a problem. But if you're paying for your own insurance outside of the resident benefit package, you're going to want to make sure that you're following and compliant with this. A copy of said policy shall be provided to the landlord or landlord's broker designated property manager prior to any pets being allowed within the premises. If a tenant obtains a pet without written permission of landlord, such will be in event of default under paragraph 21. So paragraph 21 just explains what happens if there's a lease violation, and the lease violation can lead to eviction if not cured. Tenant further agrees to pay an immediate fine of $1,000 for such an unauthorized pet. So as you can see, we take pets very serious, and pets are one of the biggest destroyers of properties, or potential destroyers. Not all pets. Usually, responsible pet owners are, they train their pets, or they put their pets in a pen, or whatever they have to do to take care of a property, whether they're renting it or owning it. Landlord reserves the right to accept or deny this pet, but only after the aforementioned fine is paid. So if we find that there's a pet on the property, whether it's your pet, a friend's pet, or you say you're babysitting a pet, which is not allowed, anytime we see evidence that there's a pet on the property, then you're going to get a $1,000 fine. And a lot of people, they want to get the pet approved, and they say, if we get the pet approved, do we have to pay the $1,000 fine? And the answer is yes. You always need to get a pet approved before you move a pet onto the property. Once the tenant pays the fine, the tenant may complete an application for pet approval, which will be treated as if no breach had occurred. So once you pay the fine, then you can apply to have the pet stay on the property. Tenant agrees to indemnify landlord for any and all liability, loss, and damages which the landlord may suffer as a result of any animal on the premises, whether or not written permission was granted. So in your lease, you are agreeing that you're responsible for any damage that your a pet may do, whether it's been approved or not. So be aware of that. Anyway, that was the clause in the lease regarding pets. This is your lease, which is just one aspect of your pet program, of our pet program. Our pet program is comprehensive and we strongly enforce our policies. So far in 2023, we have found 3 unauthorized pets, $1,000 fine, 1 person paid, 1 did not pay and left on their own, and 1 got evicted. And now they have an eviction on the record. So we strongly enforce these pet policies. And the reason is the last bullet point. Our goal is to protect owners' investments. So these owners do a great service for our community in offering rental properties for those who don't want to buy a home or don't qualify to buy a home. And the best way to thank these owners for doing so is to take care of the property. And they hire our property management company to make sure that happens. So if you would like more information about our pet policy or our property management program, contact us. There's our website, our phone number, an office email, and our address. We'd be happy to discuss managing your property or talking more about our pet policy program with our tenants. Have a great day.